Welcome back to Copperhead Customs and welcome to a new episode. Today we're going to work on the 39 Bedford, and can we get it to run? Well, yes we can, because we've already got it running. Can we get it to freaking drive? That's what we're going to try to do today. We're going to try to get this thing to drive. 60 years in a paddock this guy was. We've built it in 8 months for under $5,000 and we are trying to get it to drive in this episode is our goal. Will we achieve it? Who knows? Reaper. So we are back. So here's where we go. We had some issues with our little swivel for our B&M shifter. So here it is here. And like you would think, it is Imperial threaded. So you would think, because it's an American brand, isn't it? I'm pretty sure B&M's an American brand. So you'd think it's Imperial, and it is. But for some reason, the shifter cable is metric. So I don't know what's going on there, whether it is a aftermarket or what it is. So I could not get that on. So what I've gone and done is I've gone and bought a metric tap. So I made sure I had the exact right one. So we've gone and bought a metric tap. And so I've got a few scenarios I can do with this anyway. So it's not going to beat me. So I bought the metric tap. And somewhere, which I've already lost, so that's pretty cool of me, is I bought a bolt. Here it is. We bought just a random bolt to drive through it, but we've also bought 5 little nuts. So worst case, if I can't get a decent thread in it, what we will do is we'll just get this opened up so that it slides, and we'll put nuts either side. Alright, to get our adjustment on our cable. So anyway, I'm going to try to tap it first. So this is, like I said, Imperial, which has needs a 4.7mm hole drilled for the cut this thread, right? Now, the metric here, this is a 5mm thread, which has a 4.5mm, have I said that right? I think I've gone that back to front. The Imperial is, I think it's a 3/16 or a 5/16 thread, and it needs a 4.5mm drill bit. Yeah, and this is the 5mm thread, which needs a 4.7mm drill bit. So theoretically, we should have enough meat here to cut a new thread in. Is my plan. Is I want to just basically drive this through, cut the new thread, change the pitch a little bit, and fingers crossed we can get that to work. All right. So anyway, enough rambling. I'll put yours on time lapse and we'll see how we go. Reaper. Well, that was a wicked start, wasn't it? The frickin' tap snapped off inside straight away. And it wasn't because I drove it too hard. I was going, bang, snap. Fuck, don't not know why. So yeah, whether, I don't know what freaking brand this tap is. Probably some cheap Chinese crap. That's what happens now. We get all this shit coming in from China. It's a Sutton Tools. It's meant to be the proper ones. Probably made in China now, they are. Japan. Yeah, well, that probably half explains it, doesn't it? It's made out of crap. So, the wheel keeps having to be frickin' reinvented. So now what we're going to do is, I'm going to chop this off with the grinder. I'm going to attempt to weld this to it. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I really just don't know. Now, I actually just feel like going inside, but we're not going to let it beat me. Today's my first day back working. My little dog's been crookers, got bitten, and it's been in the vet for 6 days, and I've been quite stressed, and today's my first day working, and that's my first freaking job, and look what happens. So what I'm going to attempt, I don't know if this is going to freaking weld or not. We're going to chop that off, see if we can weld this to it. If not, I'll get the grinder and I'll freaking make something. As you can see, I'm in a great freaking mood now. I just feel like going back inside and sulking. Anyway, I can't get the broken tap out, is why we're doing this. So, yeah, alright, we'll see how I go. Here, there's my little possum. One of them, standing on the race car. Yes. Alright, we're back. So, we have done a bit of wiring. We've got a bit more we're going to do. I'm not going to bore you with the wiring because, well, as much as it's been a bit of a pain, a lot of people you can find that info out of how to wire stuff. It's not overly hard. So we can see we've still got some circuits laying around the place, tied up out the way as we install more and more stuff. But what we have wired up is our motor is wired up. Okay, our alternator is wired up, and our fan underneath for our transmission cooler is wired up. So that is the important stuff that we need to start with. We will plod along, wiring up headlights and indicators and brake lights and so forth at a later date. But I'm not going to bore you with all of that. I might do a bit of that off camera. We've also got our air cleaner. We've got our spike in, so we're going to quickly pull that down, and I will mount the spike, paint our screws, put that back on, but I'm not even going to bore you with that malarkey either. Okay, we've also got to put a brake line on down the back. We've got a new one ordered, but until it gets here, we'll have to put that one back on. You can see it down there, it is actually blocked, but we'll put it back on. So we are not going to have rear brakes. So hopefully our front ones are good. Now our front brakes have been bled, and fingers crossed they are good. We haven't hooked up our handbrake yet, but none of this is going to stop us from driving it. Now one thing I would like to do is I had some autometer gauges in here, but I didn't have senders. I couldn't be bothered sourcing them and waiting, so I just went to the local park shop and bought a couple of cheap an oil pressure and a water temp gauges. So we're going to hook them up hopefully, probably, well, we'll see how we go. We got to hook them up before we go down the street. But our first test is just going to be, will it drive back and forth in the shed? Okay, that's going to be our first little test. So basically, we're very close. I'll hook up that rear brake. We will, I think, then drop it on the ground. Oh yeah, like this. We're going to drop it on the ground, fire it up. We've also got a transmission. We've got a vacuum line we've got to hook up as well. Then we'll drop it on the ground and we will put it in gear and see what happens. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Woo! Woo, what do you reckon? Drop your comments. Is this sucker going to drive or what? Then we've got to clear all this crap out of the way, get the cars all moved, probably over tomorrow, the next day, and hopefully the rain stops, that you can hear it's raining. Then we'll take it out for its first test drive up and down the street. So that's what we'll do first. We'll just go up and down the street once, bring it back, and we've got more stuff to do on it, but we'll just slowly increase the drives, bigger and bigger and bigger, iron out all the little bugs. I've got a transmission line to tighten up. So there's a few little bugs that we're going to have to sort through, but nothing major. So anyway, enough rambling. There's heaps of rambling so far. Enough rambling. I'm going to do some work. I don't know how much of it I'll show, like I said, because I'm sick of boring you with all this malarkey. Alright? So let's just get this freaking car driving, finished, out of the shed. Let's get the next one in and wait until you see what that is. Ripper! Alright, back. Right, so we've just, we had to take the rocker cover off to take the water temp fitting that they had in there out. And we've got our new fitting in and our new electronic sender. So we've got to connect some wires to that in a minute. It's getting late tonight, so I'm not going to do too much more. We've also got our oil pressure one is down there. Can you see that or not? Let me get you in there. Right, just in there. You can see it. Let's take you, zoom it right in. Come on, down there. See that there? Just above the oil filter. So what I think is I'll give it an oil change. I need to give it an oil change. So we'll rip that filter off in the morning. We'll dump the oil, rip that filter off. Then I'll try to get that oil pressure sender off, because that's just for an oil pressure light. See, so we've got electronic gauges. So yeah, I'll take that filter off so I can get to that properly, and we'll get that off. We'll get our new ones on, our new gauges here. So we've got we've got to mount these inside. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. And a couple of options. We could mount them straight in here, straight them on there or something, bang bang. I don't really want to put them up on the dash. I don't want them up there. So they either go here, or maybe bang bang, or I'd mount them in a piece of wood or something. I don't know if you've seen that. We've got our little build number 1 for Copperhead Customs 2022 to Bedford. Yes, yes, yes. And I've been telling everyone a lie. Yes, I have. I've been saying it's a 39. I actually typed in all the numbers today. It's the exact same as a 39, but it is actually a 51. Yeah, so that sucks a bit, but doesn't matter. Yeah, it's identical. It is identical to a 39. 39 to 50, 55, I think, are all the same. In 1940, there was none made in 41, 42, 43 or 44 due to the war. So yeah, but after typing in all the numbers, this one's a 51. The one up the top, our green one, that one is, I'll have to check, but I think that one is a 40 or 41. I'll check it though, it's more thoroughly. But anyway, enough dribble about that. So we've got to mount those gauges tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know. I think I might just drill holes. I might just put them in here. Boom, boom, there. Drilled 2 holes. You know, I haven't drilled any holes in this yet, so, but I think I will. That red wire, that's for our brake switch. So we can connect that. Then we'll have to run another one back out that will head to our brakes. So yeah, we are getting there. Here's our air cleaner top with our spike. Spikety. Woohoo! Yep, so that's done. Alright, and we put our trans vacuum line, that one that runs that way. We've actually put that into there. So hopefully that works. So we should have all our vacuum pretty good now. We should have our vacuum all pretty good. I had started it last night and it was really starting to purr a little bit. And I checked the water level was good. So I think we've got rid of all of our leaks. I don't think we have any leaks. It's drained now because I did that fitting, of course. And I've just done something. Now I haven't finished because I'm going to patina it, which I'll do before I go inside. What do we think? Hey, what do we think about that? We'll put the logo on the kegs. Okay? Huh? Good idea. We reckon that looks cool. And now check this out. These are rare as rock and horse, right? Very rare, especially the stubby nose. But just these Bedfords, especially done up. Guess what I seen today in the nearest town? I seen one. Ratted up. And I went and spoke to him. And he told me where he lived. He said, cool, pass any time. He's got one too. But on closer inspection, his is actually the long nose. He put a V8 in his, but yeah, you can't. I was like, how the hell has he got a V8 in there? And then when I had a bit better look, it's actually the long nose one. So the long nose one, this here is way back in there. Okay. So they are a hell of a lot longer. The cab's actually longer. So this gap here is like that. Like they are a bigger cab. More roomy, yada yada. So anyway, I still think mine look better, but shh. So yeah, alright, so that's all we're doing. I'm rabbiting. Oh, here's something else I've done. I've got our windscreen wipers on now properly with the blade. Woohoo! Yeah. And I went around, as you can see, I've got paint. I went around and painted off a couple of bolts. Yeah, so we'll do some more in the morning. The plan is tomorrow we want to tie off all these loose ends that I've got, get our gauges connected so we make sure we've got good oil pressure, that we're not overheating it, and drop it on the ground, check the trans fluid again, and do that. Stick it in drive and hopefully we don't go flying into that. And if we get it to drive, then we will move all this crap and try to get that out of that door. That is going to be the plan. That is what we will attempt to do and take it for its first freaking drive. I don't know about you, but I am freaking excited about this because this is 8 months. Most people take 8 years to do this shit. I've done it in 8 months for freaking under $5,000. Unheard of. You'll have to wait till next episode though for me to do the price reveal. The full-on price reveal with everything, and we will see if we have actually made our $5,000, but I'm 99.9% sure that we have. Anyway, enough rabbiting. I'll see yous in the morning. Aripapa. Okay, we're back. It's the next day. I've got no idea where we were yesterday, but what I've done today is we've just connected up our water temp gauge, so that's wired in. It's not bolted because I need a different hole saw. We've got the wiring ready for the oil gauge, but I have to get a different fitting. This fitting's wrong. I need a different one. So I'll get that tomorrow. So I couldn't put that on. We've put a different oil filter, put new oil in it. We haven't done any other wiring. We've connected our rear brake line back up again. We're waiting for the new one, remember? So we just got the gauge just taped there. Where is it there? We just got that tape there. I think that's about all. I don't know. It's been taking me a freaking day. I think that's all we're at. I've got it back on the ground. pump the tyres up. So, theoretically, I think, fingers crossed, we're going to fire it up, stick the sucker in drive, and see what it does, eh? What do you reckon? Drop your comments. Is it going to move? Actually, we'll put you over here on a bit of an angle. Maybe. So you can see if it moves or not. So drop your comments. Is it going to work? Is the trans any good, or is the trans stuck? Turn that on. Fingers crossed. So we still haven't done the battery, so we're going to jump back on. What do you think? What do you think? Now, I may need to still put a bit more fluid in, I'm not sure yet. So, and do we have brakes? Will be the next thing. We've got some little brake, the pedal doesn't feel great. Fuck you. Got a little leak in the water there. Can't work this out sometimes. It was running freaking nice before. But we're going to have some bugs. I think that's coming out the overflow. Turn my fan on it. Check that track good. I reckon we're low. Leak we got here. Coming out of the other overflow spout there. These are wheels cracked. About 140 degrees Celsius. So that's pushing the temperature, I think. Pushing the temp a little bit. We're definitely going to have some overheating issues. Hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. We're registering a little bit. Might need another litre yet. Definitely got issues there. Still creeping, not liking the temp. We have done it. We have freaking done it. Huh? Huh? That's right, we've done it. We'll do the price reveal next episode. But we have made budget. Next episode I'll clean it up a bit more. We'll get it out of the shed. We'll do our drive down the street. But we have just pulled this off. 8 months. 8 months. Under $5,000. We've taken this from a cab sitting in the paddock over 60 freaking years and turned it into a car that runs and freaking drives. How cool. I'm chuffed. That's like a woo, woo, woo. Oh yeah, check it out. We have just created coolness. We have just created coolness in a car. So I don't know, I'm pretty happy. This is the first time I've done something like this, guys. I've done lots of cars. I've done some sedans. I've repaired a hell of a lot of cars. Smashed cars. I've never done anything like this, where I've come up with something from my imagination. And look what I've turned it into. That thing is freaking badass. Absolutely badass. So we'll see if we end it, or I'm very excited now. I'm going to go inside and have a drink, talk to the boss. I've got to tidy this crap, and we'll see if we can get it out. We might even try to get it out and zoosh it up the driveway, or you might have to wait till next one. We'll see. I've got to go and have a drink first. We are back, and we're going to end this video here. It works. Hey, look, I've driven it to here, driven it back. We've sprung a trans leak. I've got to take off the trans cooler. We've sprung a leak on the hose. I think the hose is split. So I've got to do that tomorrow. I think I'm going to adjust the bracket, the brackets, and so I think they're rubbing a bit. So I just want to adjust that. And yeah, we've cleaned the shed, as you can see. We've got it right next to the Chevy. So, as you can see, I'm in a good freaking mood. So, yeah, like I've said, we're going to have some little teething problems. We've pulled it off. We've just inoxed it. Make it look sexy. And there it is. It's done. I've got to connect the batteries. Like I said, we've still got a couple little things. We've got to do a handbrake cable, the rear brakes, a bit more wiring, a few little tiny little things, and that is it. We've done it, man. We've done it. We have completed the freaking build to the point it's ready to drive down the street. Tomorrow we'll take it for a little zip down the street. I think I'll fix that trans leak. I'll finish connecting our gauges. I've got to go buy a hole saw, and other than that, we're done. Hey, how freaking cool is this car? This car is freaking badass. It is absolutely badass. Freaking head turner. Under $5,000. Hey, under $5,000. It's taken me 8 months, and I probably had 4 months off, I'd say. So yeah, really. I don't know. I'm pretty proud of this stuff. I'm pretty proud of this sucker. This thing is freaking awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Under $5,000, man. Who can do this stuff? Who can do this for under $5,000? Build that from scratch. You've seen it. You've seen what it looked like. It was a cab in a paddock. And now, hey, it runs, drives. So like I've said, we've got a few little things, more little tiny little things, little teething things to get out of it. I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of the fan, put thermo fans on it, make it run a bit cooler. Just little teething problems, that's all. But I could drive down the street. I could drive down the street right now, but we just sprung that leak. So tomorrow, yeah, I've got a bit on, but we'll try to get rid of these 2 cars out of here, get rid of this one, and I'll quickly fix this, get this out, and I can take it for a quick zoosh, because we've got to bring another chassis in, and I've bought something today. I've bought something else for the channel, something weird, because that's what we like. We like weird shit here. So I bought another little, it's a little one. I'm going to say it's a little one. That's only going to go, it's a little and it's sedan. All right, and it's not American or Australian. All right, that's all I'm going to say about it. You're going to have to wait. So yeah, I've bought something weird. I'll tell you, it's British. All right, it's British, it's weird, and it's little. And it's a sedan. That's all you're going to get. You can drop some comments, tell me what you reckon I bought. And apparently they're freaking pretty badass little cars. They go like the demons. So yeah, we bought something else for the channel. Anyway, I'm rabbiting. I'm excited. And you got a mid-dance of an Arepa. And now you will get... Thanks for watching. And like, share, subscribe. Hey, I said it. I don't normally say it. Like, share, subscribe it. Share it with your mates. And we will see you when we're driving it. Arepa!